you guys are getting to see all the bits you're not supposed to see. YouTube just decided it had had enough again. Dumped me out, come back in. Now it's not syncing up with the OBS scenes. So ignore all this. This isn't the official start of the video. Just forget that. What you should be seeing is something like that still, but without the 10-minute counter. I've just muted myself again, just for a minute. Ruben Visser!
What's your name, sir? Marcus.
Go, go, go! Best of luck, everyone!
Bonjour, Catherine.
Yeah, it's gone.
It's not even moving. Jesus Christ.
It will do, it's just gonna, it's trying to register that you...
Is it trying to... Oh my God, it really hurts my thingy. Oh. Ow. Yeah, it hurts, Mark. Hurts my bits. I can't do it. It needs to be lower.
I don't know.
What? How hard is that?
It's not hard.
God, it hurts.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is the introduction. Everything that's gone on for however many minutes before this, just disregard completely from your minds. You're not supposed to see all of that, but I was too scared to turn anything off because there was a very good chance I wasn't going to get it back on again. Anyway, welcome. I'm on a bike and I'm scared, properly scared. Last time I did this, what was it, like 3 weeks ago or something, and didn't film it. And I'm very glad I didn't film it because I was just a disgusting mess at the end of it. Cramped up, got back on, cramped up again, got off again, threw up, cramped up, laying here for a long time, threw up, went inside, threw up again, ate something, threw up again. What a beautiful introduction to a video. Right, what are we doing? I'll say hello to everyone in a minute because I'm so chuffed with all the names I'm seeing flicking up and down the rider list. Pardon me, the rider list. The guys in chat. It's just wicked. But I'll tell you what we're doing. Obviously, the WKG Racing League starts in just over a month. You guys, I'm sure, are a lot more relaxed about that than I am in terms of actually being able to physically survive it. And I think it was Paul Trilk actually who sowed the seed to do some kind of collaborative. He probably meant something a bit more professional and structured than this, but some kind of collaborative warm up to get us all back in the swing of things. It's been difficult, obviously. So where we are today is week 1 of the 4-week warm up, basically, to get us back in. The idea is you build up over the next few weeks and then have a week to kind of taper off, do whatever you want afterwards. So it's also a good idea, just good chance to get us all back into our own WKG races again, because I've not been around to promote them and to push them and to rotate the courses and things like that. So they've all just gone a bit stale. Entirely my fault. So we're going to start with a KATT tonight, which is obviously a really easy one to start off with. And then next week you've got to do a KATT and a Critty Critty Bang Bang. Week 3 you've got to do a KATT, Critty Critty Bang Bang and a MINICRIT. And then on week 4, KATT, Critty Critty Bang Bang, hang on. Go. So I'll call myself out even with the timing of this. Have a good one, everyone. Anyway, final week. KATT, Critty Critty Bang Bang, MINICRIT, and a WTRL Team Time Trial. There is an alternative schedule for different time zones, which include the only WKG, the by far most populated and popular WKG rides, which are run by Dave Crook, Debbie Allen, oh my God, who am I forgetting? Oh, that's terrible. My mind went blank. Oh, Jesus, it will come to me. Please, that is so disrespectful that I can't remember the other names off the top of my head. It's because I'm seeing lots of names up in the chat. And they run, obviously, early mornings UK time. But obviously that might be more suited if you want to mix and match between the 2 schedules to get your 4 weeks program done. Anyway. So we're going up the mountain tonight. The original Epic Com with the radio tower. And then back down again into the, look at this, 500 metres. My heart rate's not high, luckily, but it feels like it is. Johnny, cheers, man, for the ride on. And everyone else that I missed. Yeah, you're right, Stephen. The order of the races is a bit unfortunate for like a build-up program. But I suppose the idea is to build up just the intensity of back-to-back rides during the weeks. But hey-ho. Cheers, Mo, for the ride on. Kev's in the house, Rink's in the house, Darren, Johnny, Stephen, Andy, Paul. I'll go through it all properly in a bit. I'm a bit more flustered than usual, again with technical problems just before starting off. Here is Mr. Trilk, who's given me a very helpful wheel. So good to see you, look. Hendrik Dijkstra, I can see in there. These are everyone I do know has all disappeared off up the road. Shane's away, is he? Having a good one, I hope. Oh, well done to everybody who did the Silverstone ride yesterday, and thank you for uploading pictures. I was gutted. Absolutely gutted. Because even though I can't ride outside, I would have taken the risk on that, because it's obviously just big, wide, closed road. But I wouldn't have been able to get there. And as it happened, it was incredibly important that I spent yesterday with my daughter, who started college today. I'll come on to that, because oh my God. I'm so proud. What? I don't know where Sebastopol is, but anyone riding to somewhere and back in a day sounds hard. Let me just get my breath. Hey, cheers. Oh, Jen Lovedale. Let me get my breath, and then I'll try and flick back up through the chat, see what I've missed. Just so happens it's about 26 degrees here today as well. Thank you, John, 55. I know I don't ever pick out favourites, not even John and Ardith Grasso. But Ruben Visser's in here tonight. That's just the coolest thing ever. He's my dude. Darren rode to the shops and back once. What, in an Uber? I'm not in a position to take the piss out of things like that anymore. Not that I ever really was. This is going to be a long stream if I keep going. It's going to take a while. Yo, Toxic! I was only thinking about you earlier, dude. How's things, my man? Keeping well? You got yourself a turbo trainer yet? Ah, it'll come. You got plenty of time. Well, I suppose we haven't got much time until this year's indoor season starts properly. But I want you definitely to be on a trainer and in here riding with us by next year's proper winter season, without a doubt. Is anyone else too hot already? I've got a great little bunch here. Oh, that's Jason. Jason, dude. How you doing, man? We've got Jason, Paul, Arbucken, K. Vogel, P. Sawichi, and just off us, Brookmar, Jankowski, D-Dons. And the next bunch starts with the Sea Cats. Sanchez, Shumilov, Hallowert, Gallagher. But this, even at 1.5 watts per kilogram, probably more than I should have been doing in this flat before we get to the climb. Yeah, unfortunately, they kind of, because of COVID, at any point where it looked like turbo trainers were going to drop down in prices and you'll be able to pick up some real bargains, the whole new wave of indoor cyclists just pushed the prices back up again. Not a chance, Snore. Good to see you anyway, man. Oh, Kev, that's brilliant. Oh, how amazing. One of the best climbs I've ever done. And I did it very slowly, as you know, and moaned about it most of the way up, but so worth it when you get up there. Beautiful place. How you feeling anyway, Kev? Obviously well enough to think about going out for a ride, which is a good sign. Oh, okay then. Thanks, Stephen, for the clarification. How many people have MTVs? I was going to say probably quite a lot. Toxic. There's, I mean, I can think pretty much most of the sort of active guys within the group I know have road bikes and mountain bikes, or road bike and gravel bike, or all three. I got it. Where's Sevastopol? Sevastopol. Yeah. Hey Peter, thank you man for the ride on. No beer tonight, Peter, I'm afraid. I'm doing this properly. And Caroline, great to see you. Thanks for the ride on. Go tubeless, Toxic. Get yourself, well, assuming your tyres are tubeless ready, just get yourself some tubeless jizz. Seal those bad boys in with that, it'll be good. Actually, how many people have e-bikes? That's probably a more pertinent question. Oh, I bet it is, Ralph. The answer to your question, Snore, I still have 0 mountain bikes. It varies so much, Toxic. It could be anything. I'm sure someone will give you a good recommendation of something affordable but worth buying at some point. I don't know enough about them to comment. All I can say is I held off. I still haven't done it on my road bike, but it wasn't something I was overly convinced by until I got my gravel bike. And then I think it was maybe only my 2nd or 3rd proper ride on it. I had quite a few punctures. Pickles. By the way, Pickles, I love the fact that your name is now Pickles in Zwift. That's brilliant. And then I switched to a tubeless setup, which actually shouldn't work with the combination of wheels and tyres that I've got. Apparently shouldn't work. And although I didn't make it the easiest job in the world getting it working, I've not had a problem in now, must be over a year. I've not ridden it much, obviously, but even just sitting here, it holds air. And I took it out the other week for a very, very short ride. Just had to pump a little bit of pressure in it, or in both the wheels. They held up perfectly. Yeah, Halford's not your best bet. Somewhere online, sadly, is going to be your best option. Alright, time for the little ring, I think. Keep my legs spinning. Cheers, Gordon. Great to see you always, mate. Hey, Patrick. Patrick clearly has never actually watched any of my videos, seen any of my streams. I'm not even reading that, Kev. Jason! Oh, that must have been disappointing for you. I'm even slower on this than I am in a car, mate. Good to see you. I sweat this amount whether I'm on a bike, in a car, working, whatever I'm doing. I'm just a big sweaty mess at the moment. Happy to acknowledge it. Hey, that's what it's all about, Toxic. I was thinking about this only the other day. It was on actually the back of a compliment that someone paid me, but it kind of came, in my mind, it caused me a bit of a dilemma. Which, it doesn't bug me and it wasn't serious, but it kind of like, you know, obviously, jack of all trades, master of none. Well, I'm not even that. And what dawned on me is, even when I was at my peak as a cyclist, I couldn't identify as being particularly strong in any area, or even relatively competitive in any single area. So the closest I thought was, if ever we get to the end of a long race, in history I've always been reasonably okay at digging out something of a sprint. But I have no actual sprint power, so I'm not a sprinter. If we're doing a climbing race, I used to be able to keep going to make sure I got up and over. But obviously, a third of the pace, everyone else was doing it. It was just bothering me because I'm kind of that way in quite a lot of things in life. And I started wondering, does that ever actually do you any favours? Because you need to be the best or thereabouts at something, one thing, to ever actually achieve anything from it. And the worst realisation is that thing I was just saying, where my only thing that I gave myself credit for is that I would keep going. I don't even have that these days. Haven't had for a year. And I think that's the biggest difference now, is the willingness to completely destroy and bury myself just to finish something that's hurting me physically. Just it's just not there at the moment. And that's what I'm hoping to reignite a little bit with this 4-week program. When am I upgrading? As soon as Kicker send me that free Wahoo kicker bike. I wouldn't scam you. I genuinely would give this trainer away if someone gave me a free one. If, you know, obviously we've got 12 viewers. Why would Wahoo not want 12 people, many of whom I know already have kickers or kicker bikes, but why would Wahoo not want them to see me repping their products for free on such a massive scale online? And then I'll give you my Drivo Toxic. I see, I have to disagree, Patrick. That's the other thing I think I really struggle with. I mentally switch off as well. Thank you though, mate, but I mentally switch off, so I lose a group and then don't have the power to get back on it. I mean, that's the ultimate insult. I don't think I've ever beaten Kev. I think the only time, and this is how sad it is that I remember this, the only time I remember actually beating Kev was on this very route, and it was when I had my Tax Vortex, which, until I switched up, I didn't realise was giving me an extra 30-40 watts for free, so... yeah, it's no guarantee of speed, is it, Rink? What's Ruben using? Cheers, Kenneth. In seriousness, Toxic, I have no idea. I've got some potentially really exciting work stuff going on at the moment, which might fast track my ability to make some replacements and changes that I've been thinking about for a long time. But at the same time, the work situation might change my availability to actually do these things anyway a little bit. Who was that? Was that S. Purvis I just saw flash up? Thank you for the ride on. Can anyone calculate how long this is going to take if all I can do is... Well, I'm up to 2.3, but it's going to be average about 1.5, 1.6. Oh yeah, George Russell to Mercedes. Never saw that one coming. Cheers, Kev. No, Jason, this is Zwift's own fictional island called Watopia. Although I do believe the island it's actually on is based on a real island. We mentioned this the other week, who had an idea to try and get one of the Assetto Corsa mods to recreate this cycling route. Because there's a bigger crossover than I realised between people that do Zwift and sim racing. They don't go hand in hand as such, but there does seem to be a curiosity in each direction from sim racers and Zwifters. So it'd be great to get the old GT3s racing up this mountain route. What, on this route, Patrick? I don't think I've even ever got that close against the denters up here. That's good going. That's true, Stephen. By curious bikers. Yeah, Toxic, I hear you, man. The other issue I might have is I might at some point have to turn my camera off so I can take my jersey off. This is hot. I've got two fans, a little USB one which doesn't do much, but if I turn it off I can tell it's not there. And my aircon unit down here, which it's alright. But it's really warm in here tonight. Well, the prop monster. 3 minutes 35. I can't even imagine I'll be where he is in 3 minutes and 35. My legs are already feeling like hell. Oh, choose your battles, Jason. You're in the wrong place for that, man. I have like a vent thing that runs, a hose that runs through a hole in the door for the aircon. Yeah, thanks for the tip anyway, Toxic. But yeah, I realised that quite soon when I noticed the heat of the air that comes out the back of the aircon is basically like a hairdryer. So I needed to expel that crap out somehow. No, keto diet lasted a week. Almost exactly a week. Because, well, I can give all the reasons I like, but I didn't like it. Didn't actually lose any weight and wasn't feeling very good from it. But I now don't feel very good. I'm putting on weight and still not particularly enjoying anything I'm eating. So I don't think keto's for me. My wife is still on it and literally just fading away. But she eats healthily. She's found a really good balance where she's losing, more maintaining, but still actually losing small amounts, really sort of safe increments, but eating really nice, good meals. And she's just trained herself that she doesn't want any of the crap that she would normally have had. It's lighting, Toxic, lighting and camera angles. No way, Kev. That's going to take more than a OnlyFans account. I want some kind of long-term professional contract for anyone to see these puppies. Yeah, cheers, Jason. Hope to see you. Oh, I hope you'll be there on Wednesday. But if not, definitely another one soon. Thanks for stopping in, man. So I can see Prop Monster 4:10 ahead. Rink Visser 25 seconds behind him. Ruben Visser 25 seconds ahead. I reckon Ruben's going to be sent to bed early if it carries on like that. Rink will just pull the plug out of his turbo trainer and send him to bed. That's a good point actually, Patrick, and it's something that I've been told I should do so many times, because I'm pretty sure it's still going to be set at 225 or whatever my last one was. I would hazard a guess. I don't know. All right, right now, I'd hazard a guess at like 175, something like that. I mean, I think I'd like to think I could get that to 200 or close to 200 by the time we start the league. Oh, mate, Paul, I hope you're not waiting. Oh, dude, just go and do your ride, man. I always feel so guilty. I mean, thank you, but go and do your thing. Yeah, I'd like to think I could get close to 200 before the league starts. Or, actually, I don't know what that would mean in terms of D category. Obviously, I'd have to weigh myself as well. But just something so that I think I can sustain efforts during D-Cat races. I'm not going to win any. I'm not going to be pushing to get back in C-Cat. I'd just like to get to some of the races, if not all, without feeling like I've just absolutely destroyed myself. Which is what my last few rides have felt like, and it's just putting me off getting back on. Darren, that's out of order. That's so out of order. Jimmy's got nothing on me other than an extra 850,000 subscribers. You're right, Ralph. I can't squeeze those bad boys on anymore. Yeah, Valtteri Bottas to Alpha. That's a good move for him, I think. It's not the greatest car, but I think, well, he showed it in previous cars, didn't he? When he's left to his own devices, he can get more out of the car than he's in. When he's the teammate of a 7-time world champion, he's not allowed to. Nah, bodybuilding. Never been for me. I haven't watched it yet, but I believe it's on one of the WKG races that they use to do that test. Yeah, that's true, Toxic. How's everyone feeling anyway? Anyone that's in chat that's in the ride as well? How are you guys feeling? That's impressive. I think he's always been able to hit 1,000 watts, hasn't he? Or is he sort of changing his riding style slightly to build up for power? Pickles is dead. I don't believe a word of that. Let's see where Pickles is. In fact, let's try and get right to the front for us. Oh, there's Pickles. Right on cue. He's at 10.8 kilometres. I've lost where I am, but I'm not that far. Let's see who's winning this bad boy. There we go. So we've got Athel and J Pet at the front. McAllister from the dirt in third. Zhu or Zhao. And then this is the first WKG I recognise, I think. Mr. Bailey. Good job, dude. Just about to turn into the tower climb. I know, Kev. I have no excuses. I mean, I do, but I'm bored. I bore myself with them. Cheers, Dusty. Come on, man. You must love the sim racing. It's not very professional, but it's bloody good fun. My excuse, Kevin, this is totally legit. Oh, it's not an excuse. My reason. As I mentioned earlier, I don't have the mental capacity to try and dig deep. But if I'm perfectly honest, I never really got that much out of just going on Zwift for a ride. It was only ever for a race. Not that I was ever any good at it, but I would get as much, as you know, out of killing myself to finish 127th in a race and then feel like I was going to collapse at the end. I can't push myself to that at the moment, and I don't really ever get up thinking I'll just do a steady hour on Zwift or something like that. What I do get up feeling, like I tried the other week, is just getting outside on the bike. But I genuinely can't do that at the moment, so so I've actually been really, I know it's not what this channel, this group or anything was about, but I've actually been so grateful to be able to do the sim racing, because I get the excitement and the entertainment without the physical exertion, and I can see it, which is really strange. I've got almost perfect vision looking straight at a screen like this, so yeah. Oh, nice. That's a nice early morning wake up for you, Patrick. Oh, that's such a parent thing to do. I don't mind you getting one, son. You've got to work out how you're actually going to pay for it. Why do I go back up on chat and for some reason Kev's name pops out every time? I like a Yorkie and UK short on truckers. Do like a Yorkie. I can't drive a car, let alone a truck at the moment. Well, I've got to go back to me because I'm actually getting more tired watching them on this part of the climb. Alright, we're at the tower, the castle. It's always a nice sign. You love a good Yorkie. You and me both, mate. My biggest problem is beer at the moment. Predictably enough. I think they're definitely smaller toxic. When they first came out with the slogans that aren't allowed anymore about that, or is it like they're just for men or not for girls or something like that? They were proper big chunky slabs of chocolate. And that's the kind of chocolate I like. Big. I don't know who Derek Trotter is directly, but that's obviously someone that's logged in, changed his name, and is mocking me for my scammed. I don't know. Had they hacked my Facebook account? Was it coming across as me? That someone's trying to sell knockoff WKG Racing League T-shirts through Facebook and such. So thanks, Del Boy, for the offer, but I'm good, thanks. Oh, that's who it was. Jaff someone or other. Oh dear. God, I hope nobody clicked through that and tried to get one. Mainly because I'll be insulted because I haven't sold any t-shirts for ages. So if suddenly someone else puts up some really dodgy looking design and sells loads, I won't be best pleased. You plonker, Rodney. How can you find a trainer without getting robbed or shot? They are literally like gold dust. Can you put money into a PayPal account? Or do you need to be 18 for a I can't remember. I don't know the laws, I'm afraid. Oh, good for you, Toxic. That's what I love to hear while I'm putting on weight, is that you're going the opposite. Good man. No, good on you. Yeah, I don't know if you have PayPal, if that's an option to put money into a PayPal account and pay that way. If you can't use a credit card, I know you can link bank accounts without credit cards. Oh, okay. I mean, I can't blame them, Toxic. It's something I've held off with my kids for as long as I possibly could. So I'm not going to come down on your parents because you can't get a turbo trainer, I'm afraid, because I agree with the principles. Yeah. What am I, about halfway up this before we then do the tower? Oh. I just got to come back to what I was saying at the beginning, right? My proud dad moment. I mean, it wasn't the only reason, but that was the main reason I didn't try to go to Silverstone this weekend, because it was my daughter's last day before starting college today. Everyone's proud of their kids, and quite rightly so. And it's actually, I'm not actually just talking about my daughter here, because I've seen it through so many people. Guys that I've chatted to in amongst you are some of them that have seen what that age group have had to deal with this year, this last 18 months or whatever. And I am in awe of how resourceful they can be when things have got really, really, really difficult. I moan about everything, you know I do. I'm constantly whinging about stuff. And then I kind of remember back to how hard it was being 16, 17 anyway, and then dealing with everything they've had to deal with. And the fact that she today, because I can't drive, this was the hardest thing. Emma had to go to work. I can't drive. She's just enrolled to a new college. She worked out, she's never really done public transport or anything like that, so that's all our fault. We sort of closet them a little bit. So she's not that worldly wise in terms of just getting about unless you can get a lift kind of thing. She sorted out all her routes, her induction, absolutely everything. Went and did it on her own. None of her friends are going to the same course or the same college on the same days. Did it entirely on her own. And then phoned me after she'd come out and was walking back down to the bus stop. Chirpy as anything. So proud of herself. And I mean, I have social issues and have had for God knows how long. But mine pale into insignificance to what she's been feeling for over a year. And I can honestly say it's heart-wrenching just thinking about it. But the sense of pride today, and I genuinely mean this, I'm extending this to everybody in that age group, even the horrible little shits that no one usually likes. They're still only acting that way because of crap they have to deal with. And that was just phenomenal. So she doesn't watch this. No one knows her, but I just had to say it. So there's my little self-gratifying parenting moment. But anyway. You didn't get a birthday card? Oh, that's Amazon. They're so unreliable. I sent you more than the card. I sent you loads of stuff. Arm warmers. I think the arm warmers are probably the only thing I made a profit on because I accidentally sold my own ones. Yeah, that's a fair point, Patrick. Yeah, maybe there isn't. Maybe it's not a fair direct comparison. I do remember Toxic. What's funny is Amelia's the youngest of my children now. I have no children in school. And myself and Emma met 28 years ago, whatever it was, at the college that Amelia went to today. And my eldest son went to, and my middle son Lucas went to. All three of them have followed through exactly the route where Emma and I met, which is really weird. Yeah, you need to buy... I'm doing it all directly through Teespring now, Toxic, so you'd need to buy probably, for me to make enough to get a new turbo, or buy you a turbo, something like, let's think, 1,250 t-shirts, maybe a few mugs, caps, and then you should be good. Feel free to then sell them on at a profit if you want, but you're going to have to make that investment in the first place. Go on then. I'm down for a deal. Make me an offer. Okay, that sounds interesting. Whee, Mr. Trilk. Lighting a fuse. Do you know what the most exciting, well, not the most exciting thing, Buzz? Another reason I was really looking forward to possibly doing that Silverstone ride at the weekend was I haven't ridden this bike, not on the trainer, for ages. And I think I'd have really enjoyed kind of stripping it back a bit, cleaning it all up, getting it really nice and smooth and roadworthy again. You never get the benefits sitting on a trainer. And riding on smooth Silverstone tarmac would have been lovely. Well, she certainly remembered my sons from having been there. None of them remember me. Most of the tutors are dead. This was back in the 40s when I was there. Yeah, what about it? So a Relay Racing League official tee and a mug, yeah. You're almost there, Ralph. I don't want to hear that, man. When I asked that question earlier, how's everyone doing? The only response I wanted to see was Pickles one saying he was dead. The only one that made me feel good. And he's 10 minutes ahead. Right, so you want a Relay Racing League tee, a mug, a hoodie, for a tax vortex. What? What are you? What planet are you on? Whatever a tax vortex would cost you is what it would cost me. You're going to hate me for this, Toxic, but I actually gave one away. It was in need of some repair. It was quite a straightforward-ish repair, I think. But it was before I knew you. I'd have given it to you, obviously. Yeah. I'd repaired it a couple of times myself. It had, I think it was a design flaw because I wasn't the only one that had this, but basically the rotor inside the main motor at the back occasionally sort of moved and knocked off, I want to say a capacitor, but that might not be the right thing at all. But anyway, a couple of times I had to get new ones and resolder them on. And I think that's all it needed at the point I gave it away, but I already had this one by then, so it didn't matter. Yeah, she was definitely more of a bike about than she is now. Patrick, that's just mean, man. Hey, I'm over the bulk of the main mountain. We've got this little drop now, which would be nice. And then obviously I am aware of what is still to come, but I know it's not been fast. I'm still moving, people. My legs are still circulating. My bike is still climbing a mountain. This is well beyond what I expected at 45 minutes in. What can you also add to the deal? You remember that photo of a Lotus you had in your profile picture on Instagram? That's just a hint. I don't think I made the V-Day hoodie. 2-minute threshold for the audience. Can I do that? Well, can I do that? When I get over, if I get over the radio tower, once we're back down on flat land, I'll try and hold, like, tell me a realistic wattage based on how you think I'm looking and feeling at that point in time and how long you want me to hold it for, and I'll give it a go. Jesus. I get tired sprinting up the stairs to go to bed. Even then, that's not a sprint, that's more like a slow walk with the occasional trip to avoid Obi that's overtaking me on his way up the stairs. Alright, Ralph. It has to be sympathetic to my actual abilities. Cheers, Patrick. I'm doing better than I thought I would, if I'm honest. That graph won't give me an idea, will it? I mean, it's all blue and green, which suggests that it thinks I'm well below my threshold. I'm pretty sure my threshold is set at 223 or 232. Oh, that's not necessarily doable, but more tempting. Yeah, you beat her. Elaine beat Emma on the first time of trying, didn't she? Didn't Elaine do 15 miles the first time you went out? Did you not see the videos of how hard I tried to get Emma to do 2 miles? She makes me laugh though the other day because she's addicted to like Facebook Marketplace. And then she's like, oh, this is a nice bike, I'd ride this one. I said, no, you won't. I mean, it is a sort of a traditional looking lady's bike with a basket and a big sprung seat. But she just wouldn't. And then I'll tell her that and she's like, yeah, you're right, I hated it. And then 5 minutes later, she's like, well, what about this one? This one's only £25 from down the road. Toxic, the deal I can give you, and this has a Marcus Neal guarantee. if I get to the point where I can afford to give away this turbo trainer, I will give you this turbo trainer. I can't say fairer than that. It costs like 1,200 quid or something. And very lightly used. Probably the least stressed elite drivo in existence, because I've never put out more than about 200 watts. What about winter? What, for me to upgrade? Oh, what are you going to do this winter? I know you are, man, but as much as you're trying to make me feel like that's my responsibility, it's just not. As Patrick said, you can ride outside. Yeah, Darren, exactly, mate. I have other priorities. I'll be perfectly honest, I'm upgrading a lot of my sim rig stuff before I upgrade any bike stuff. I'm getting left behind by the guys that I'm racing with in terms of equipment, so I've got to get on the game. Now, I haven't got to get on the game, I've got to up my game. It just is. No, I know that's what the appeal is racing me, obviously. Oh, mark my thingy. Oh, yeah. Oh, I still have nightmares. Should I see if I can get her in the sim rig? She might enjoy that more. I'll do a sim racing video with her instead of a bike. I've given up on the bike until she will definitely just turn up with some rusty piece of shit from Marketplace at some point and be like, oh, look, it only needs 2 new wheels and a new chain, but it was only £15. Nice. Ah, oh, Ralph, that just annoys me. I'll swap my trainer for that. Toxic. Oh, I don't at all. I mean, I'd be lying if I didn't tell you. I looked at them and thought, oh my God, I think I could put that on Zwift and it'll be more pleasurable than sitting on this at the moment. It literally was one of those really wide sprung saddles, basket on the front. I could put all food and drink, and I could put a kebab or a McDonald's or something in there while I'm Zwifting. So no, I absolutely get the appeal. The difference is, I know Emma so well. It would make... She'd sit on it the first time and be like, see, that's what I'm talking about. How much better is that? As soon as she starts moving, she realised it was nothing to do with the saddle or anything. It was just the idea of riding up a 0.2% incline. Don't go there, Kev. You have natural talent. I'm waiting for you to prove this, Toxic. I've yet to see you on a bike. I've yet to see you on a sim. We're going to have to see it at some point, dude. It's all very well putting your mouth out there, but like me, you got to back it up with the performances that justify your words. Dude, 107, is that what you did, Rink, or is that what you're challenging me to do? I think that's what you just did. I mean, really, I should be aiming for a 111, shouldn't I? Our next race is Donington Park on Wednesday night, Toxic. GT4s. You probably would. Jamie Swan's already 2 seconds faster than me in our practice laps. Oh, I need to have a rant about something. I haven't bought a bike magazine in a long time because, to be honest, I only really read them because, you know me, I like upgrades and stuff. So it was like, oh, what's exciting that's out that I can buy that I don't need? I am disgusted by pricing of everything bike related. Because I've been out of the loop, it's like a sudden jump. It's not been this incremental thing where everything's gone up by 1% or 2 here or there. I cannot believe what is now what I would have considered an absolute like dream super bike only a couple of years ago that would have maybe been, I don't know, 4 or 5 grand. You can triple that now if you want one of the high-end things from any of the big boys. I know I'm preaching to the choir. You guys would have known this a long way before I did, a long time before I did. But I got a magazine, my son bought me a bike magazine on my birthday. I just couldn't believe, I'm flicking through and I'm like, oh, that one's nice. 12.5 grand. Oh, all right, maybe not that one. That must be made of, we'll see, like adamantium or something. No, titanium gravel bike. All right, what's this next one? Oh, like entry-level bike tests. 1,500 quid each. Okay. Nah. Yeah, I'm not happy. Wheels, every component, shoes. I remember when, I think it was the Giro ones first came out and they were like 150 quid. Or even some Raffas like came out 150 quid. Everyone was like, are you kidding me? 150 pounds. I appreciate technology is advancing, but at the same time, construction and design costs are reducing because of technology. 250, 300 quid easy for what would now be considered like a decent pair of shoes. I mean, maybe I'm just reading the wrong magazines, but I was disgusted. There you go. Got that out of my system. Yes, I have a power meter on this bike. So you can't have that either. So I got lost in where that conversation went before. So RGT, you have to have a power meter. You can't do it with just a speed and cadence sensor. Wiggle. Oh, right. Yeah. I mean, was it not... Again, I might just be remembering it wrong, but was not a pair of power pedals, like say the... is it Asiomas or something like that? Were they not like £400 or £500 and really bloody good? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they were never that cheap. But I'm just looking at even components, stems, integrated carbon bar and stem things, as much as a really nice bike from a few years ago. I mean, I'm sounding really old. Oh, so the single side was like £300-400, was it? Yeah, Darren. That was the most amazing thing about all of that, is it just bucked a trend for everything, particularly any goods that were associated with a new wave of users. Indoor cycling, sim racing. It was inevitable. Everything was just going to boom. And then they come out with a CSL DD and it's like, thank the Lord. Yeah, I know the Asiomas are brilliant, but I always thought they were brilliant based not just on the fact they were really good, but the fact that they were ridiculously good value compared to what everyone else is throwing out. Now, Toxic, you can get a Fanatec CSL direct drive for £350. That, to me, is incredible value. It used to be also with wheels. It used to be, you'd look in a magazine, it'd be some million steins or something. You'd be like £3.5 grand. They were the only things that were anywhere near that. Or you get some really lovely zips for like 2 grand or something. Not zip, envies for like 2 grand. Everything else was nowhere near that. Now, I don't know what Hunter do. I haven't looked on their website for a while because they were always obviously good value. But the big main brands, I think you're getting a pretty basic wheel set, carbon wheel set for 1,500 quid now. I don't think you're getting anything special. Right, Asioma's 600 a pair compared to the Garmin's. That's just crazy. I don't get it. I'd like to, Paul, but if I try a big push, I won't make it. I think Planet X came out with their own turbo trainer brand. I don't know enough about it to sort of recommend them, and I don't actually know the prices other than the fact that, as with everything, they were sort of looking to undercut everybody else. What I do know is it had the most unfortunate name, and it was the X-Pedo. So read into that what you will. Right, should we try? I'll try and humour Mr. Trilp for a while. Bit of a dig up here. Not going to last long. I've got I mean, mine wasn't cheap. It was £1,300 or something, my power meter. The rotor twin power, so it's a twin-sided crank based, but it wasn't cheap. But what it was I was doing a whole group set where I would have had to have bought the SRAM red front crank set, chain rings, etc. anyway, so when I offset them, it worked out as not the most unreasonable upgrade for what I think is actually a really good power meter. 400 all the way. I'm genuinely struggling to get over 200 here. Yeah, Toxic, don't search that. And if you do, please don't tell your parents I told you to search X-Pedo. See, my Vortex, I got it at a trade show in Birmingham. That wasn't £300 then. Can't actually remember what it was. 220? Something like that. That weight doesn't help going this way, Darren. I'm going to get cramp as well. Kev. That's all I ever respond to Kev's comments. Kev. Or, I'm not reading that. This is me pushing, by the way, Paul. In case you thought I was just ignoring your request for a dig up the tower. Ah, rephrase that as well. I never said dig up the tower. Who watched the Grand Prix yesterday? And the best part of it was Lando Norris's interview at the end. Amazing. I might not be last because Bruckner's 7 minutes behind me. No, he's not. He's 5 kilometres ahead. Okay. Don's has stopped. He's 13 kilometres behind me. No, 4 minutes behind me. Cheers, Paul. No, it was an X display. They had demos going on so you could try it, and then boxes of them to buy at the show, which I did. Adam Gallagher. That's the other guy I meant to mention from the 2-for-1s, the early morning rides. Feel terrible. Language filter. I think you should get a Vortex. I think it's a very good starting point. Or if at any point a direct wheel on one, wheel off direct drive one comes up for the same sort of price, just go straight for that. I think you'll want one eventually. Feeling sick now. Yes, exactly, Patrick. That's the only explanation I've got. Oh, I'm feeling bad. Oh. Yeah. Ah, dear me, that wasn't good. Two kilometres an hour. That's a good idea, Ralph. I've seen someone do that, I'm sure. Oh no, I saw it was when someone managed to get Zwift working in Grand Theft Auto. I know, Pickles. I am enjoying it. Not this particular moment, the last couple of minutes, but I've enjoyed it up to that point. Thank you, mate. I've got a meeting early tomorrow morning as well. I really hope I'm not ill. It looks like Ruben's going to well and truly destroy his dad. Good job, man. That's always fun. I don't do any RGT at the moment. Yeah, that's the idea. There we go. Have a plan. Get out there. Get your cycling legs ready. All the time you haven't got the equipment to do it indoors, there's always the great outdoors. And get yourself ready for when you can. Hey, Mr. Grasso. Always an absolute pleasure to see your name pop up, my friend. Thanks for the ride on. Yeah, RGT is completely free. So if you get a turbo trainer, you have the outdoors and RGT. You also have access to the best RGT route maker on the planet, otherwise known as the Pickle. And so you'll never need a premium membership because I know he will make whatever route you want ever. And you'll never have to pay for it. I am not in the Zwift Training Academy. I did some group rides for them as part of their original academy once, but no. Ring's officially lost. Have you finished already? Thank you, Julian. Great to see you. Oh God, we've rattled his cage. No one mentioned the R word while we're on the Z word. Wow, great going, Ruben. I mean, that makes me feel worse about myself because your dad has beaten me and then you've beaten your dad. But if I can't beat Rink, I'm very happy to see his kids do it. Or his fiance. Oh, John, don't do this to me. Have a fantastic time. I don't know how many times I've said it, but I'm so jealous. Love it there. Toxic. I think my negative attitude is rubbing off on you because I'm hearing a lot of I can't. Just get out on your bike, man. Get a puncture repair kit for £1.50. Fix your punctures. Get out on your bike. Do enough exercise and start getting some decent performance. Just write a nice email to pair off Mr. Eric Min at Zwift. You can drop my name. We're like that. We're like best buds. He knows who I am, obviously. Say, oh, Marcus put me in touch with you. I hope you don't mind. I can't afford Zwift at the moment, but I think I'm good enough to be part of your e-academy. Hook me up, bro. He's a good guy. He'll sort you out. Right, I think I've overcome that really horrible little blip where I was doing 2.5 watts. Now I'm back to like 1.5. I feel a bit more in control of myself. So we shall get over the top. There are 2 ways of doing it. You can become an internet sensation that gets double figures right now. Double figures in likes. 11. That way you can skirt over the fact that you can't really ride a bike. Or you do it the proper way, where your popularity grows because of how good you are on a bike. Mr. Trilk, you're an absolute legend, dude. I always feel bad in these situations, but it absolutely makes a huge difference when you've got a wheel right in front of you like that. Hey, no one can tell you won't be toxic, but you need to get out there and do it. Yeah, look, there we go. 12 likes. And I'm not even trying. It is interesting though. I'm pretty sure all those likes came at the point where I thought I was going to vomit. Very true, Paul. You do kind of owe me it. So I'll see you on this and the Critty Bang next week. It sounds to me, Toxic, like you have the perfect cycling physique. It's not about eating volume, it's about eating the right things. I mean, I'm the last person to even pretend to give advice on this, obviously, but I am kind of aware of the things you're supposed to be doing. I just don't practice what I preach. But if you already have a slight build, then it's a case of fueling what you're carrying. You have to fuel less because you're carrying less. You might find that you're an absolutely phenomenal climber because you're not carrying excess bulk. It's all just muscle and power. You just work on that. That's a fair comment. Although I'm not sure I have a reputation for punching kittens. I'm not sure what would put that thought in your mind. We're up and over. Yeah, your bike probably weighs more than you. All right. Oh, I was just thinking, is anyone still there that's going to remind me about this 1,000 watts, 100 kilometers an hour? Oh, put it in the wrong gear. All right, where do I start doing this? Should I already be going? Yeah, Ruben, my man. I hope you give him a lot of grief about that. Now tuck. Tuck, 96, 97, 98, 90. No! Yes! 101, have it. 102, 103. There we go. Oh my God. That's stupid. Oh. Oh, Christ. Why am I such a sucker for peer pressure? Oh. I think I must have this unwavering desire to be liked by you lot. Piss off. I never said that. I said I should be, I suppose. Oh my God. That was what, 4 seconds of sprinting? Wasn't even like a mega powerful sprint, it was just Yeah, Ruben, well done, dude. This is one of the toughest routes, I think, on Zwift. Particularly because of how hard it gets for that last couple of kilometres. So, you beating your dad up there, that's a proper achievement, man. Yeah, Patrick, you tell him. Oh, God. Hey, cheers, Kev. I'm getting right on from Kev now because I nearly died. $103 pickles. Come on, man. Oh, 100, no, not 103 watts. I didn't see what it was. I think it was only about 400 and something. It wasn't good. That's all right, Toxic. That's the foundations for everything else. Oh. This is the easy bit, but I'm hurting. Oh, I've got to ride through what I think is the worst road on Zwift as well. The little S's that come back up into the main Watopia route. Patrick was pro by the time he was 16. He was a Giro d'Italia podium finisher when he was 19. Tour de France young rider, white jersey when he was 20. And sprint classification when he was 64. Did I? No way. Oh man, I'm going to actually have to watch one of my own streams back. I'm quite pleased with that. He started when he was 7. This is where my bulk pulls me back to Paul Trilt without even trying. You're never too young or too old, Mr. Toxicity. I'm 47 now. I didn't get my first cycling trophy medal until I was 42. So I was just slowly building to be the speed I am today over 42 years. Well, prior to being a cyclist, he was in the Winter Olympics curling team. He always had a really strong right arm and doing that broom thing, you know. So, and then he just went from there. I'm just waiting for Paul to say, "Are we sprinting for the line?" Yeah, but you know me, Toxic. I'm full of contradictions and hypocrisy. I have a feeling when I hit my 50s, I'm going to get like a second wind. I've had, I think, maybe 3-4 midlife crises so far in my 40s. I think I'm going to get one in my 50s where I'll suddenly get much fitter than I am now. So I've got 3 years to just let myself go. 940? What, in watts? No way. Or are you talking about something else, Kev? No way I hit 940. Or is that your peak and you're just bragging? Oh yeah, Paul, look. We're sprinting for the line, are we? Exactly, Patrick. Incredibly wise words. I regret not deciding not to do this race tonight. I'm kidding. Strangely, I've loved every minute. Well, not every minute. There were 2 minutes that I really hated. Other than those 2 minutes, which I'm blaming Paul Trilt for, I've loved every other one. Yes, it's after this bridge. This is the section from, I don't know why it is. I've just got it in my mind that I really don't like it. Probably from one particular event. And now, every time I ride this, it's that kind of nothing gradient, but just drains you. It goes on for a couple of kilometres, I think. And it's like I find it just about the most sapping thing on Zwift. I got kicked out of my cycling proficiency because we did it at school and I turned up and my bike wasn't deemed roadworthy. So I wasn't even allowed to ride it home. I had to walk it home. Yeah, exactly, Ralph. I mean, I've still got 6 kilometres to go. Now, my first medal was the first Davina McCall charity ride. And I'll say I got the medal because I won. So, you know, definitely wasn't those turn up and get a medal kind of medals. I actually hit 940 and then it went to 0. I must have done something funny to my power meter. I think that's about the most I've ever put out. I don't think I've ever got 1,000. Paul's turning up the hurt now. Now that there's been talk of a sprint to the line, he's looking to break me before we even get there. Is Maria in here tonight, Paul? I didn't see her name. I'm assuming that's because she's too far ahead. If she did ride, but if not, please give her my love and best wishes. Ah, yeah, I'd rather be Zwifting. Yeah. I reckon Darren's already got it queued up. Well done everyone else, by the way, that I've completely ignored because I'm literally on a different planet in terms of where we are on course. Oh no, not another junior to come and take over at the top of the leaderboard. No, I wasn't that inventive back then. I think there was a genuine concern that the whole front fork was so corroded it was just going to snap and the front end fall off. All right, a few more ups and downs to go. Then my heart rate's gone up in anticipation of sprinting. Chapeau to D Dons, by the way. 12 minutes behind, but still plugging away. Great stuff. Yeah. I've never been good at wheelies. It was always a point of embarrassment for me, even on a BMX. I couldn't hold them for very long. But yeah, I've been known to snap a bar or two. Crank it up, I've got 3 kilometres to go, Hunter. Or did you think we were sprinting for the sprint and like the sprint segment? My understanding is we're doing it to the finish line. Yeah, just confusion. We're not sprinting here, we're sprinting to the line. At least I think we are, otherwise Paul's going to get the easiest sprint win he's ever had right now. Come on, give me an aero. I can keep in my pocket. Oh, you arse. Hey, Mr. Elder. Thank you, dude, for the ride on. Good to see you. It's Greg, isn't it, I believe? No, you're definitely banned. Sea lions? What am I missing? I think that's a pretty valid excuse, Patrick. 700 watts with 2 legs is pretty good going. Go for PB, what, on the course? Oh, Paul. What are you doing to me, man? Oh, I rode past sea lions. Really? Oh, I can't chase Paul here. I don't know if this has worked how I was hoping it would work. Yeah. Because right now, obviously, the idea is to build up over the next 4 weeks. But my feelings at this point in time is I'm never getting back on this bike again. Ah, pickles, that's just cruel. Don't try and force weight gain. Just get your stamina and energy levels up, fueling properly for how much you weigh now. Then you can worry about being more specific. But core strength is every bit as useful as leg strength. Even in cycling. Cardio is always good. Right. Oh, very nearly. Oh my God, you made me jump. Why, what's up?
Oh, Josh is here. Urgently needs to see him.
Oh, really? I've got 1.4 kilometres. I've been literally like 3 minutes. Is he alright? Oh. Okay. Right, I'm going to have to jump straight off at the end of this, guys. Let me just quickly beat Paul. I think it's 2 videos in a row where I've had a kind of family thing right at the end. Oh, man. Patrick. Oh, did you hear her? Right. Final K. Explain. Oh, that was my wife saying my son's just turned up and needs to talk to me urgently about something. So that might motivate me to do this sprint even quicker. Except I can't get on Paul's wheel. Cheers, Brian. Core. I've just heard it and read about it. Don't actually know what it is. I know I've got a big one. 400. That's not a sprint, I know, but it's all I got. Oh, look at it. I'm not even going to bother. 11.3 from Paul. Oh my God. Alright guys, I'm going to jump straight off. See what this is about. Thank you all so much. Oh, crikey. Thank you guys, that was awesome. I hope you understand. I'm going to shoot straight off. Take care, see you soon.